Hi, this is Chris with Orange Coast College's Art Department, reviewing how to set up a fresh iMac in the Art Center 322 Illustration and Entertainment Art Studio for the first time. So when you use the computer for the first time, it may look much like what you see here. First of all, you can go ahead and quit the Wacom Desktop Center. That pops up and we can't stop it from popping up. So you can go ahead and close that whenever you see it. Next up, let's go to System Preferences where many of these changes will be made. That's this silver gear icon that you see down in the dock and is also under the Apple menu. And this will show you a lot of areas where you can make changes to the preferences. So first of all, let's get something very important. Let's go to the mouse and have the right click be secondary button or control. So much like other mice that you've used, if you press on the left, it'll use normal, and if you press on the right, you can do a right click. And then let's click the grid to go back and see everything else. Next up, let's change the Spotlight keyboard shortcuts because it conflicts with Command Space, which is a often used Photoshop keyboard shortcut. So let's go in here under Shortcuts and turn these guys off, just like I did there. Next up, let's modify the dock in a few ways. First, we don't need pretty much all of these applications that are in the dock. The dock is this row down at the bottom, which we will change the location of as well. So to get rid of these, I find that I just drag them out, hold for a second until the remove pops up, and then you let go of the mouse button. And these are not deleting them, they're just taking them out of the dock. I'm leaving Safari because I use Safari frequently, and then we'll add a few new things in here. If you miss any of these, you can find them in the Applications folder. So there I've thinned ours out, and now I'm going to click in the dock and menu bar, and I'm going to move the dock to the right side because usually we have plenty of width and not enough height in how we're using our computers if you're doing digital painting. And I can size it down so it doesn't get out there and mix in with any other files that are on the desktop. Simple like that. The other thing I want to do is uncheck Show Recent Applications in the dock. Basically, I'm trying to minimize what's in the dock so that we can just get to the important stuff. All right. Let's add something back into the dock by going to the Finder. That's the little blue and white happy face. It should probably pop up a new Finder window, and this is like a Windows Explorer or something like that where you find files. So I'm going to go into Applications, dig in for Photoshop, and launch Photoshop. And this may be the first time you launch it, in which case you may have to register with the Adobe Creative Cloud. But I'm primarily doing this so I can tell the dock to leave Photoshop in. So to do that, you can sign in typically with your OCC email address or your Canvas login information. So I'm going to right-click on the Photoshop icon in the dock, and I'm going to go to Options, and I'm going to do Keep in Dock. Now, I pretty much can always find it in the dock. Let's do that with some other things. So I'm going to cancel my Photoshop login, and I'm going to go to the Application folders, and I'm going to also add Google Chrome. So let's open up Chrome. I like to have a couple browsers available, both Safari and Chrome. I'm going to uncheck the set it as a default and uncheck that and just start using Chrome. But also, again, right click on it in my dock, go to options, tell it stay in the dock. All right, now I can quit that and it'll remain in the dock. So I want to have as little as possible over there. Let's go to AirDrop in the sidebar of the Finder window. And I want to change this to allow me to be discovered by everyone. And what will happen is it'll allow you to use AirDrop to move files all around the room into your phone or iPad really easily, but you have to change that setting. Next up, I want to set the Finder to open JPEGs in Photoshop instead of Preview. So I've already downloaded. Next up, I want to set the default application for JPEG files to Photoshop. Now, I want to download a new wallpaper, and so in my digital painting class, I can download it from the Files section, and we'll use that JPEG for a couple things. So let's download that, and it will go into our Downloads folder. It's going to auto launch Preview, which I'll take this opportunity to tell it to keep in dock, but other than that, I'm going to close it. I can minimize this, and now if I go to my Download section, I'll notice that that file is in there, and I want to do this. I want to go to Get Info, and then I want to open up the Open With box and change Open With to Photoshop. And I'm going to hit Change All and tell it to continue. So now, instead of every JPEG opening in Preview, it will open in Photoshop. And I've, along the way, added Photoshop, Chrome, and Preview to my dock to be there permanently. All right. So lastly, I want to show you how to change the wallpaper so we can get the computers in the room nice and dark, and so that you won't have really competing bright and colorful wallpaper to the artwork that you're creating. So I'm going to go back here in System Preferences, click on Desktop Screensaver, and I can just drag and drop. Now I'll show you how to do it for one monitor here. Just going to bring it right over there. Now I've got the new wallpaper, so that works out well. However, the last thing that I want to do here is, if my displays are mirrored, meaning the tablet and the iMac are shown the exact same thing, I want to stack them for an extended 2 displays. So I need to click on Displays, and when they're stacked like this, that means they're mirrored. So what I want to do, although I can't do it here, is Option, drag this one down and put it right under here. Now if I let go, it would separate the 2 displays, and one would be on top of the other. But the problem with that is I can't continue to record my screen. So that's the last thing that you want to do. And then once you do that, the wallpaper for the iMac will still be the colorful one, and you can just go through that same process and add the JPEG to the wallpaper in the System Preferences that we did. All right, good luck. Hope that works out well for you.